The stories emerging from Israel are harrowing and frankly disgusting. They represent the very worst of humanity. This can even be described as human at all. More than 900 Israelis have been murdered since Hamas attacked Israel on Saturday. They include more than 260 people, many young people, massacred at a music festival. There were people with all their lives ahead of them, their dreams intact, now dead or traumatized forever. Babies and grandparents have been snatched as hostages by gunmen, prowling door to door. Women have been raped next to the corpses of their friends. This is medieval barbarism. We're witnessing one of the worst atrocities in modern times, and we should be absolutely clear about this. These are acts of unspeakable evil committed by terrorists. There is no justification, no explanation, no context, no whataboutery. This is terrorism. As is usually the case with Israel, opportunists have turned quickly to try to say, well, OK, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about the suffering of the Palestinians at Israel's hands? What about the appalling conditions in Gaza? And yes, there are, of course, significant broader issues in Israel, and they're subject to ongoing, intensely emotive debate. It's a debate I've always tried to be fair-minded about. But whataboutery is not an acceptable response to terrorism. The people out waving the Palestinian flag today in London, New York and Manchester, they've got this wrong if they think this is a time to celebrate.
Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free.
Well, some of those people may well have the right intentions, however misguided, but to parade like that today looks like a celebration of mass murder. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has undeniably dragged his country into chaos over his attempts to politicise the judiciary. Questions will now be asked about whether Hamas has exploited that chaos in pulling off an attack on a country with one of the most advanced intelligence operations in the world. How did this happen? The Israelis are now speaking in chilling terms about what comes next by way of retribution, warning of enormous force that will change the region forever.
The Israeli Defense Forces will immediately use all its strength to destroy Hamas's capabilities. We will destroy them and take mighty vengeance for this black day that they have forced on the state of Israel and its citizens.
Israel has every right to defend itself from this kind of massacre, and Israelis rightly expect their country to respond with force. The world is watching in the expectation, the hope perhaps, that its response will be proportionate, although it's hard to see what proportion is in this scenario. It all, frankly, adds up to another nightmare in this region. And a lot of innocent people are going to get killed over the next few weeks and months. Tonight, Hamas says it will begin executing hostages unless Israel stops hitting Gaza. Well, Israel will not stop hitting Gaza. The Israeli government has also ordered a complete siege of Gaza, cutting off food, fuel and power. More than 500 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since the retaliation began. That death toll will rise and rise. More Israelis will lose their lives too. Many, many innocent people are going to die here. Peace between Israel and Palestine now looks impossible, certainly as far away as it's ever been. Perhaps the only cause for hope anywhere in this mess is that people used to say that about Northern Ireland too, until eventually, finally, after so much bloodshed, peace was forged.